Okay, this is part 2, all right, of the fluffy rice. See, as you can see, it's nice and fluffy. It's not stuck together. It falls apart. Okay, that's how I like my rice. Not stuck together. We're not making glue, and we're not making wallpaper glue, or we're not making that. We made rice. Okay, so that's how you do it. You make sure you rinse it well after you cook it. Okay, now as you can see, I had already made this bacon in the oven so that the pan wouldn't be too sticky. Okay, now I had an onion that I had chopped up and not small, and this is the grease that I drained off of the I don't know if you can see it in my kitchen here. It's not a conventional kitchen. It's a little apartment kitchen. Okay, so this is the oil that drained off of the bacon when I first put it in. When it was just about done, not completely done, like halfway. Actually, this is only half of it. And the other half of that bacon grease I used in this pot, where you see the onions floating around. They're not completely, they were just sitting in the half of that. Okay, this is a really big pot, as you can see. That pot has beans in it, pinto beans. I like my pintos. Okay, so I had this pepper, and what I did was I had soaked, when I took the oil out of this pan halfway through, when the bacon was halfway done, and then I was real crispy. And what I did was, and I, like I said, drained it in here, and I put the onion in there. It was soaking in that bacon oil. So those are those onions, okay? Yes. And basically what I'm going to do now, okay, because see, these are just small little bits. They have to come out, okay? Because what I'm going to do now is, yes, this pan is hot, but my father's mother, she used to touch hot water, whatever. It's not extremely hot. It's not on. The eye is not on. This pan just came out the oven. It's been out on the top of the stove maybe 5 minutes, but you can still feel the heat radiating from it. Oh yeah, that's right. Yes, it is on. Okay, so I had this eye on. Alright, but I'm not actually touching the pan, so if you're not used to doing that, I wouldn't suggest that you should, because it's not nice to get burned. It's really not a nice thing. So what I'm going to do now, because it's already flavored with the onions, okay, is these tomatoes. I'm going to rinse them off, chop them up. Not sure how many tomatoes I really should use. I don't think I paid that much attention to that part of the recipe when my mother was doing it. But let me think. I believe she used tomatoes, and she used tomato paste in the can. So since I have lupus and I'm not allowed to really deal with anything in a can because it has preservatives in it, which makes your white blood cells eat your red blood cells if you're anemic, so, and your immune system is too high. So I only have a choice to use fresh tomatoes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 4 of these tomatoes. Because I think if she used 2 and a small can of tomato paste, that would equal about 4 tomatoes. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to chop them up in bite-sized pieces. You don't want them too small because they'll turn into mush in the pan, even though you're frying them. And using a little bit of oil, that's about a tablespoon of bacon oil. And that's flavored with onion again. I'm going to use these tomatoes, after I rinse them off, bite-sized pieces, so that you have small pieces of tomatoes in your rice, okay, your Mexican rice. I'm going to season it, and this is part 2 of Mexican rice and beans. All right, see you later, sweetie.
Yeah, get the door.
Okay.